Hey guys, welcome to the Season 2024 Gameplay Spotlight. Let's see what's up. I did see a couple of things online. Yeah, the map. I want to pause it a bit here and there. There's new Void Monsters, yes. The Herald is different.
Out with the old, in with the new. Welcome one and all to Season 2024.
The
We've
map
got
is
quite a few
different.
changes to share, from terrain adjustments to
This is about the same pretty much. Well, yeah.
new monsters and items. Ready to see what's coming? Let's get into it.
Yeah, map changes, let's go.
Wait,
This should be
where are we?
interesting.
Oh, it's top lane. These walls are different, and would you look at that? The brush is now
Oh, this is weird.
on the middle of the river.
Oh, so there's no more brush here?
Well, that'll make for a trickier gank path from jungle, so you top laners can focus more on your lane opponent
Oh yeah, you can place your ward here, of course.
instead of hungry junglers. We've got terrain changes across the entire map, actually. Like in mid lane, the brush is farther back from the lane now, and we've adjusted the
Okay, so this seems, all this stuff like seems minor, bush placement, whatever, seems very minor, but this will have huge gameplay implications. I already know it.
walls to both red and blue side for better symmetry.
Yeah, the whole
Overall,
here.
these adjustments should make it a little safer to
this
play
here-
a variety of champions in mid lane, especially those mages with 0 dashes. Speaking of safety, we've also changed the walls opposite
That Malzahar is coming back.
Baron and Dragon Pit for a bit more security while you're moving between lanes through the jungle.
Yeah, they changed that, yeah.
Finally,
But also, I feel like the walls are much thicker, man.
in bot lane, there's a new gank path on red
So maybe like you can't really use those champions that, you know, like Riven or Aatrox to go over walls and shit anymore.
side to make the map more symmetrical. We've also shifted the brush to the middle of the river, so both teams can more reasonably
Yeah,
fight for
again.
vision control.
Weird.
Look alive down there.
I'm really curious to see how this is gonna play out. Wow.
New jungle paths aren't the only thing to keep your eye on this season. A new Void monster has found its way to the Rift. During the early game, a camp of 3 Void grubs will now spawn inside the Baron Pit.
I am not a fan of the design. I saw this design before. I don't know. The eyes are like too big compared to like. I know they're supposed to be like baby voidlings, but I don't know. They're just a bit too like cartoony compared to everything else. Just the eyes. I don't know.
When you attack a grub,
weird.
smaller Void mites appear to join the fight. Killing one of the Void grubs grants a permanent buff to your entire team that deals damage over time when attacking turrets. For every grub you slay, the buff becomes more powerful. After the first 3 grubs are killed, 3 more will spawn a few minutes later. If your team manages to kill all 6, then you unlock the maximum buff. When you attack a turret, you'll apply the damage over time and spawn some Void mites of your own to help take it down. Keep in mind that these grubs are an incremental camp, not all or nothing. So slaying even one can give your team a small boost and keep the enemy from collecting all 6.
Okay, that's like so different. At the same time, I can see why it's there. You know, people want to, you know, stack dragons. On the opposite side, can stack these voidlings. It makes sense. So like this, you know, you can play on both sides of the map. It'll be more than just like getting like 2 plates or a rift charge, you know. The Herald, yeah.
At 14 minutes, any remaining grubs disappear, and the beloved Rift Herald enters the game with a fresh new look.
Yeah, it looks
Maybe they're
different,
born with it, maybe it's the hideously vile influence of the Void from whence they came. If you slay the Herald, you can summon them as before to march down lane and whack turrets.
So he's only there for 6 minutes. She's only there for 6 minutes.
Or, any member of your team can hop on board to play Summoner's Drift, steering the monster as they
What?
charge forward like a battle sled.
Like a Scion ult? What?
Ramming Herald into a turret this way deals some extra damage, and you can run into enemy champions to damage and knock them up. On collision with terrain or a turret, the driver pops out nearby,
What?
and the ability to steer goes on cooldown. This cooldown resets if you hit a turret,
If you play Scion, you already got like an advantage because you have an idea how to steer it, you know?
but takes longer if you hit a wall. All aboard the Shelly Demolition Train. Now let's
Oh
talk
my god, it's gonna be like so funny if you get to kill people with this shit. Oh my god.
about... What was that?
New dragon design, Baron design, yeah.
Baron Nashor, Voidborn Tyrant of the Rift, is back and badder than ever before.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, look at the difference between this and the Voidlings. It's like completely different. It's like a Disney cartoon to like proper monster.
When he enters the game,
Again, it's supposed to be cute, and they're gonna make like, you know, some icons out of it, and they're gonna sell some merch. But it's still, I don't know.
you'll know it. Baron takes one of 3 forms when he emerges. Each form
So just like the dragon. Okay. They're switching it up. Got you.
provides the same classic buff, but alters how he fights and determines the shape of his pit.
Wow, look at that
But
one.
wait.
What the hell is this? This is like perfect for like a Renata ult or something. A Cyan ult right through here, man. Boom.
There's more. With Baron's entrance, the Void's influence spreads across the map, infusing the Scuttle Crab, Brambleback, and Sentinel with dark power. Voidborn Scuttle Crab becomes tankier and tougher to kill. On death, she sends out a massive burst like a Scryer's Bloom, revealing all enemy champions and wards in a large area. Bet you didn't see that coming.
No,
Likewise, the Voidborn red and blue buff require a little more muscle to take down, but in exchange, they grant the buff to every teammate who's alive at the time.
I heard
so
about
no more
this.
fighting over who gets blue buff.
Wait, for everybody? I thought it was gonna be like only in the area that you kill it with, but it's everybody?
In exchange, they
It's
grant
like a mini Baron or Dragon.
the buff to every teammate who's alive at the time. So no more fighting over who gets
Elder
blue buff,
Dragon.
alright?
That's crazy though. Wow.
Speaking of cool
They haven't made these kind of changes in years. These are like big changes, man.
new buffs, let's talk Infernal Rift. All versions of the Elemental Rift have been refreshed to accommodate the new base terrain, with Mountain Rift losing a few walls that didn't quite fit anymore. But we've changed up Infernal Rift completely. We don't have gameplay footage quite ready at this time, so let me paint you a word picture.
Tell me.
Instead of a burned out fire escape, Infernal Rift will scatter infernal cinders all across the map. Picking up these cinders gives a small burst of move speed and a stat buff. On death, half your collected cinders explode.
Stat buff, temporary or permanent? Are they kind of like, you know, the plants, or is something like
This
permanent?
gives a small burst of move speed and a stat buff. On death, half your collected cinders explode out for others to snag for themselves. I mean, you weren't using them anymore, right?
I don't know. I feel like we're going a bit too much into like mini games right now. Okay, so you kill somebody and like instead of like focusing on the other enemies, you're gonna have people like focusing on collecting the cinders. They're gonna die to them, and because somebody else is gonna be focusing them down, and they're gonna be raging at the team. I don't know. I feel like it's a bit too much micromanagement, and it's only for this Drake. So like this Drake changes the whole gameplay all the way. So now instead of like playing your game, you also gotta watch out for like cinder buffs. So you're playing like top lane, but you're gonna have to go like investigate your jungle to pick up the buffs. I don't know.
Explode out for others to snag for themselves. I mean, you weren't using them anymore, right?
Personally, I feel like it's a bit too management, but we'll see how it plays. I guess if you get like 1-2, it's fine. If you get like 20 on the map, I don't know, that'll be a bit too much, I think.
As in years past, we've made some item adjustments for this new season. Like, a lot of adjustments. For
Yeah.
one, mythic items are out.
Yeah, that's
Gone.
crazy,
Poof.
man.
In their place, we're adding, removing.
I don't know, I'm kind of like, I'm a bit excited about that. Just because I'm playing Jax and I feel like the current build sucks ass because I'm not building Blade of the Ruined King anymore. But maybe now, Blade of the Ruined King will be back. I don't know, we'll see. Although I do like my Mundo mythic though. He's gonna, if once he loses Heartsteel, he's gonna drop hard. He's gonna get super nerfed because of that.
And
automatically.
updating a bunch of items across several champion classes.
So-
Mages, assassins,
So new
tanks,
items?
enchanters, fighters, and marksmen will all notice quite a few changes when they gear
Sorry, what?
assassins, and updating a bunch of items across several champion classes. Mages, assassins, tanks, enchanters, fighters, and marksmen will all
Are fighters bruisers? I'm guessing so, huh?
notice quite a few changes when they gear up this season.
Okay.
For example, the new Storm Surge for those AP assassins and burst mages who really want to shock the enemy. In addition, we've overhauled the
What, it's like an AoE when you kill a unit?
for those AP assassins and burst mages who really want to shock the enemy. In addition,
like
we've
it.
overhauled the support quest items. Supports now have a singular item they pick up at the start of the game with minimal stats. You
Okay.
earn gold with this item by executing minions of any type for a flat amount, or hitting enemy champions with abilities or attacks.
Nice.
At the middle tier, you unlock refilling wards as before. And when you reach the final tier, you can choose between several upgraded items to suit your playstyle.
Oh,
Whether
cool.
you prefer protecting your carry or more aggressive support tactics, we've got you covered.
So everybody starts the same, and as you advance through the game, you're getting new abilities compared to before, where from the start you got to choose how you play the game, basically.
While you're running
Rest of
around
the
the
map.
new map with new monsters and new items,
Nice.
you should keep an eye out for old grudges. We've added a handful of champion quests that will trigger when certain champs are in the same game.
Hey,
Defeating your
nice.
quest rival on the enemy team will grant a tiny buff.
Wait a second, I just got it. Jax. Is Jax gonna be hunting the Voidborn? So like whenever he kills like a Void champion to get something?
You should keep an eye out for old grudges. We've added a handful of
Zed
champion
Shen,
quests
yeah.
that will trigger when certain champs are in the same game. Defeating your quest rival on the enemy team will grant a tiny buff. While it won't significantly impact the game, it'll be a nice reward for you Renekton mains to finally stick it to Nasus.
And again, this goes back to Kha'Zix and Rengar, right? Whoever like kills the other person gets like was getting something, a bonus. Do they still have in the game? I don't know.
Many of the changes we've made this year are aimed at making gameplay mechanics and systems easier to understand.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Reduces all damage taken to 0? On target. Okay, untargetable. Good.
This goal includes a lot of adjustments mentioned previously, or smaller changes like simplified tooltip language. We also just want to make it feel better to be on the Rift. Listen closely and you might notice the music changing throughout the game based on where you are or what you're doing.
Oh, wow. I haven't had the music on in years, man.
Boss music, anyone? And now you can celebrate or commiserate with your teammates in a language everyone understands, the fist bump.
That's cool.
Okay, that was a lot to cover. In summary, new terrain means new gank paths in every lane, Void Grubs are now a thing, you can now drive the Rift Herald into battle, Baron looks scarier, and the Void is everywhere. Infernal Rift is totally changing, there's a bunch of new items, some champs are bringing their beef onto the Rift, and fist bumps explode into sparkles and fireworks. Whew, got all that? Good. Nice. If you want all the nitty-gritty details, we unpack everything in the article linked below. So study up, friends, and we'll see you in January when Season 2024 kicks off.
January, can't fucking wait. Let's go. So, of course, this will be like a Void-themed season year, whatever you want to call it. So I'm guessing for sure, we're gonna get a Cho'Gath rework, right? Or ASU or visual update, whatever you want to call it. For sure, right? Cho'Gath, maybe Kog'Maw, I don't know, probably not, but Cho'Gath for sure. I mean, he's old as hell, man. Anyone else I'm missing? Malzahar maybe, Kassadin. They got like updated, but I feel like Cho'Gath like really needs one. We'll see what comes of it. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you. Peace out.